I loved my mother so much. She was a drug addict. She was an alcoholic. She was legally blind. She was a schizophrenic. But I never forgot that she loved me, even if she did, all the time. All the time.
That's the thing. Your parents are your gods. I looked at them as an example of what I should find everywhere in the world. And they paid so little attention to my needs. But then it felt like their need was so powerful that it didn't make me feel hurt or angry that they didn't look into me. Because I felt, okay, this just must be the human condition to be so.
Back off. It's not a show. Got nothing better to do, huh?
Mommy? Mommy? Mommy?
Couldn't they see? Anyone could see. She was in so much pain, and her struggle was so much on the surface, so there if anyone cared to look. It wasn't like she was running off and being a good mother to somebody else. She just didn't have any more to give.
Let me go! No.
People die. Things decay. Everything that seems so solid is meaningless. All that's left is the gestures we make. Gestures in air. That's what we remember. I remember riding with my mother through the leaves. The year ending, but her arms were warm around me. When I was little, and she was well. That was long ago. Maybe it only happened once. Maybe she betrayed me 1,000 times. It didn't matter. Math was always my weakest subject. We remember what we choose.
Get out of there!
Where are you gonna put the stone?
There's no stones here. There's no room.
In a week, there would be no trace of her. But what did it matter? This wasn't the real world. We only really live in each other's hearts. She lived in my heart, but I lived nowhere. I was all alone in the world. You're 16 years old with an 8th grade education, and you're on a downward spiral that will end in a worse place than you ever dreamed. You've burned every bridge, you've worn out every welcome, And everyone who's ever believed in you, you've let down.
How are you? Is everything set or
I knew at that moment I had to make a choice. I could submit to everything that was happening and live a life of excuses, or I could push myself. I could push myself and make my life good. I really want this. I haven't had a lot of grown-ups that have proven to be trustworthy or that they're in it for the long run, so maybe I don't know how to talk to you, but my parents both use drugs, a lot of them. I won't go near them, but I guess I've kind of lived the lifestyle. I'm embarrassed now about how laid back I've been. I mean, I've never even really been to school, except for the 8th grade. But
well, your grades are very good in elementary school.
I used to show up the last week and take the tests, and that's how I got promoted. I'm smart. I know I can succeed. I just need the chance. I need the chance to climb out of this place that I've been born in. I mean, everyone I know, they're just angry and tired. And they're trying to survive. But I know that there's a world out there that's better, that's better developed, and I want to live in it.
Why now?
My mother died of AIDS. She died a couple of months ago, and it was a real slap in the face. I guess I always thought that she was going to get better and take care of me. It's pretty stupid, huh? She'd never taken care of me. I took care of her. The world moves. You're just a speck. It can all happen without you. Situations are not conducive to what you want for yourself. Someone else's needs, someone else's plight is going to be stronger than yours is. I think people just get frustrated with how harsh life can be, so they spend their time dwelling on that frustration and calling it anger, keeping their eyes shut to the wholeness of the situation, to all the little tiny things that have come together to make it what it is. Because I was turned so inward by my mom and dad, I got a chance to see how all the little tiny things come together to make the final product. So I was never inclined to wonder why this or why that. I knew why. Not that I was happy about it. In fact, I was really sad about it most of the time. But I was very accepting. I was very accepting. I just always knew that I needed to get out.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
I loved my mother so much. I mean, she was a drug addict. She was an alcoholic. She was legally blind. She was schizophrenic. But I never forgot that she did love me. Even if she did. All the time. All the time, all the time.
You do this.
How could I not do it? My parents showed me what the alternative was.
Didn't you ever feel sorry for yourself?
Sorry?
Sleeping in subways, eating out of dumpsters?
That had always been my life. And I feel that I got lucky because any sense of security was pulled out from under me, so I was forced to look forward. I had to. There was no going back. And I reached a point where I just thought, all right, I'm gonna work as hard as I possibly can and see what happens. And now I'm going to college, and the New York Times is going to pay.
So you were lucky. But is there anything you'd change if you were able?
Yeah. I'd give it back. All of it. If I could have my family back. I got into Harvard. I got a job at the New York Times. I got an apartment. I don't have to carry my whole life with me anymore. I don't have to carry my whole life with me. But I do. Everyone I've known, everything I've done. Pieces chip off. I forget the little things. And it's still hard to carry alone. So that's why I've told you. That's why I've told you my story. Now I can lay that burden down, put it to rest, and I can go on. Hi, Mom.
Don't close your eyes.